morning, everyone. I am GMRC from BEd 2 Class 2. I am the first reporter coming from our group, which we will going to discuss about the Module 2, the GMRC teachers reaching out to others. Together with Miss Glyza Castillo, we will going to discuss to you the Lesson 1, Making Meaningful Connections. This lesson highlights the beauty of diversity and how people, despite the differences of each one, can transcend such to be able to establish meaningful relationships. This will enable the pre-service teacher to broaden their perspective of diversity and be open to embrace such inside and outside of the classroom. At the end of the lesson, the students must be able to value the uniqueness of each person, accept and respect the differences and similarities in people, discuss the value of diversity in the classroom, explain tips on how to celebrate learners' diversity, and promote a culture of inclusivity in the classroom. Imagine a classroom of 30 to 40 learners or even more. What do you see? What you have observed? Perhaps you see a room full of learners who behave differently, varying in sizes, color, and ability, and are unique in their own respective ways. They come from different families with a distinct packaging. They bring their personal history to the classroom, and each one is different. This is what the principle of individual variation is all about. No two persons are exactly alike. Each person, class, and is unique. All people are genetically and biologically different from each other. Even identical twins will have their unique features. Inasmuch as people differ from each other, no two people can be expected to react in a similar way to the same environment stimuli. Diversity is everything that makes people different from each other. This includes many different factors like race, ethnicity, gender, ability, sexual orientation, handicapping conditions, socioeconomic status, age, religious belief, or political conviction. Other demographic factors such as family lifestyles, personality characteristics, and family composition may also be considered. The University of Rhode Island defines diversity in the classroom as understanding that each student brings unique experiences, strengths, and ideas to our classroom. Diversity is the exploration and incorporation of these differences to enrich learning in our classroom. All these factors work together to inform how everyone encounters the world. Understanding, accepting, and valuing diverse backgrounds can help our learners thrive and survive in this ever-changing world. There are different types of diversity which include: first is the diversity in characteristics. These are different types of diversity which include terms of personal coverage, gender, communication style, socioeconomic background, and personality. Second is the diversity in terms of student background. These have to do with the culture, ethnicity, language, political, beliefs, social class, and religion. The third one is diversity in terms of cognitive aptitude. Diversity in terms of cognitive aptitude to cover cognitive abilities, technical abilities and skills, as well as social abilities and skills. And lastly, the diversity in terms of level of motivation and diversity of opinion. Nowadays, teachers are faced with a classroom that is a melting pot of learners with a variety of biological, social, and cultural backgrounds. They bring diverse characteristics into the classroom regardless of grade or subject they may be attending. Given the diversity of today's society, the ability to connect with peers, classmates, co-workers is invaluable or indispensable. The concept of diversity is oftentimes associated with inclusion. The concept of inclusion goes beyond diversity because simply having different kinds of learners in the classroom does not necessarily mean the exercise of inclusion. It is when people coming from different demographics feel welcomed. Can we say that the classroom is inclusive? Inclusion refers to a cultural and environmental feeling of belonging. For example, thus if a child with a hearing impairment feels comfortable inside the classroom because the teacher and classmates are accepting, then we can say that inclusion is practiced. An inclusive classroom makes the learners feel valued, respected, accepted, and encouraged to fully participate in the class activities. Teachers who recognize and embrace diversity should endeavor to make the classroom inclusive. Teachers have the responsibility to make sure that learners can learn and study in a diverse environment and collaborative with each other. This implies the creation of a classroom community which is supportive, making the children ready to learn with the prevailing sense of security, support, happiness, excitement, curiosity, and interest. The school curriculum ought to teach learners how to live and work in a society where every individual's uniqueness is respected and appreciated. Diversity improves critical thinking skills, builds empathy, and encourages students to think differently. If a teacher recognizes diversity in the classroom, this will enable him or her to plan for teaching methodologies to maximize learning. This can also help the teacher communicate his awareness and appreciation of each one in the classroom. It also makes the teacher conscious of the language being used, the points to be emphasized, and the manner of interaction with them. Pre-service and even in-service teachers ought to be aware of certain assumptions that might get in of building inclusive classrooms and meeting students' learning needs. They should avoid being trapped by these assumptions. There is a need to be aware of these faulty assumptions, which are: students are not diverse. Learners may share similarities, but this doesn't mean that they are alike in all respects. Many factors contribute to a diverse identity, and these characteristics influence how learners behave and interact with each other. Next is diversity doesn't matter because everyone is diverse. This assumption surfaces when diversity discussions stop at the idea that everyone is different. Third is diversity does not have anything to do with learning. Diversity is in action inside the classroom. The lesson content, the examples being given, and how the teacher relates with the learners are situations where diversity is apparent. By enabling the learners to take multiple perspectives, they develop critical thinking and problem-solving skills. The teacher's openness to classroom diversity leads to positive outcomes. First, it builds better thinkers. Learners who are in a diverse classroom are better able to appreciate different perspectives and draw stronger conclusions. The challenge to consider different perspectives enables them to develop social skills useful for the rest of their life. Second, appreciating diversity improves academic outcomes. Children in a diverse classroom do not only learn social skills, they also learn to become critical thinkers that encourages academic confidence.